let's review a record. This is an idea I've had for years now, and I never bothered to get around to it just because I'm lazy, and that's what I do. But new year, we're starting it out, and we're starting out with a huge record from Toronto's one and only Capital J. I've been a huge fan of Capital J for decades now, and depending on what label he's on, the sound might kind of change, but it's still Capital J. You can still tell it's him. His N2O stuff is different from Wicked, and those are both different from what's on Humble. Now, I don't have a lot of Capital J records, like 10 or so, but the ones I do have, friggin' bangers. Like today's record, Jack Mode. Now, quick story time. If I recall correctly, which I'm most likely not, I got this at Satellite Records in Boston, technically Cambridge. And this was either the first Capital J record I bought, or it was the second after Dist the Program. Either way, both of those are incredible intros to Capital J's music. This record, fucking phenomenal. Released in 2003 on Canada's Wicked as Cap 008, Jack Mode is an absolute stomper. It has everything that makes a Capital J tune a Capital J tune, and we'll talk about that. First things first, this is more or less a bootleg remix of Young Z's Jack Mode. Jay took the entire acapella and put it over a track. Now, it's his track. He made it probably specifically for this, but I still kind of consider it a bootleg remix. And not that that's a bad thing, because bootleg remixes can be great in this case, but they can also be absolute dumpster water quality. I have hundreds of bootleg back here that sound like garbage. The beats are whack, the mastering's terrible, the vocals sound like shit because they did some weird thing to it, the basses are never in tune, they're just bad, the structures are all over the place. I hate them. I don't play them. I'm glad I have them, but they're terrible. Not Jack Mode. Jack Mode is fucking awesome. This track and this record is incredibly well produced. Everything is leveled perfectly, and I think because he used an official acapella, it doesn't sound dirty, it doesn't sound gross, it fits nicely with everything else, and the mastering is just perfect. It's not overcompressed, it's not distorted, it just sounds great, and that's the best way I can describe it. Despite the fact that it is a bootleg remix, the structure is perfectly DJ friendly. And that is all thanks to the original Jack Mode. All the phrases are in even numbers. And while there are pauses and breakdowns, they're all in 8 bars, which makes it perfectly timed for a drum and bass track. You know, everything just flows so well structure-wise that even if there are those pauses, they all add up to a bigger phrase, which makes it perfect for mixing with drum and bass. It's as if Jack Mode was destined to become a drum and bass remix. As an overall drum and bass track, Jack Mode rips so hard. It has all of Capital J's signature sounds. Those cannon drums that he loves to use. And if you notice, he puts little flams and stuff in there, but he doesn't use ghost notes. They're just full velocity, and they punch you so hard right in the face. And if you want those drums, Jay was nice enough to leave some clean breaks at the end of the record. I'll rip them, and I'll put them in the Discord. Link is down below. Now on to the bass. The bass in Jack Mode is disgusting. If anyone can rival Dillinge's nasty bass sounds, it's Capital J. His bass sounds are always just so aggressive and driving. They're oppressive in the best way possible. As for extra elements, all the sparkle and shine and whatnot, Jay didn't add a hell of a lot of those. Almost all of the sound effects are from the Young Z acapella. But he did add a 909 ride. Put it on the board. Unlike other bootlegs that don't have the traditional elements you would find in a drum and bass track, Jack Mode has them. Another thing that helps flow the track along is he uses a lot of bass filtering, which is one of my favorite things ever, when the bass just goes filters up and down. I don't know why it went like that. That's a high pass filter, by the way, because we're going up. Bass gets high passed up, then comes back down. I love it. It just helps transition so much better, and it helps you as a DJ kind of know something's about to happen. And he uses that a lot, which is good because Jack Mode is basically 2 parts. We have the halftime hip hop intro, thanks to Grav's Snakebite, which if you want to find it, it's at the very end of the record. Go get it. Bass comes filtering in, slams it down full spectrum with the beginning verse of Young Z's Jack Mode, which I think is super cool because instead of using the chorus in the breakdown to kind of transition into getting you know it's a vocal track, he uses the first verse. Because as far as I remember, which I don't remember a lot, Jack Mode doesn't really have any choruses. It's just a big set of verses. And then it's just all out assault. We got that drum roll, like I said earlier, full velocity, no ghost notes anywhere, can't find them. And it just pounds for like 6 minutes straight. It's a brilliant juxtaposition from chilled, laid back intro to full on audio assault. Now, there is a small breakdown in the middle, and then it goes right back to where it was before. The second half adds a little bit of a lead synth. It does break it up, it does make it feel less monotonous, but it's still the same exact bass line and break that it was the first 3 minutes. Then it does it for another 3 minutes. You know, it can feel like just a loop on repeat, and I think he definitely could have made it shorter, but it's great for mixing. Back in the day, we used to do long, drawn-out mixes, not just slam records back to back to back, well, slam digital tracks, back to back to back. Long, drawn-out mixes. Crowd loved it. I loved it. The good old days. So, while Jack Mode, listening to it can feel like it overstays its welcome, you're mixing it. So you're going to mix in a different record at any given time. You don't have to play the whole thing. If I had to rate Jack Mode as a track, I would say 4.5. We're going to throw that on Discogs. We can't go up, can't give it a 5. Everybody knows the rules. So we're going to give it a 4. It's huge.
That's what she said.
It's well produced. It sounds amazing. And it just drives. It just destroys the dance floor every time I play it. I have to stop myself from playing it every gig, every stream. Twitch.tv/beersandbeatspdx. Going to change the name. I don't know when. Most importantly, I asked Jamie, describe Jack Mode in one word, and he said...
crunchy.
So there we have it. Expert opinion. Jack Mode is incredible. If you can find the record, it's like $7 or $8 on Discogs. I can only find them overseas right now, so shipping's going to kill you. But maybe it's digital somewhere. I don't know. Capital J, Jack Mode, 4 stars. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Buy a shirt. They got fills before the phrase stops. They got the... 7 minutes so far. Blah, blah.